Welcome to Senior here, where you come for all your media needs. My name is Ray.
It's your boy Nicky Tay Tay.
And today, we are reviewing Ready Player One.
Directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cooke, and Ben Mendelsohn. The year is 2045. The setting? Columbus, Ohio. Dilapidated, broke down. Ohio State hasn't won a football championship in, I'm guessing, decades, right? We have a protagonist in Wade Watts. No, I didn't say Wade Wilson. That movie is later this year. I said Wade Watts. And his only escape from this terrible reality is this video game in which he can go to this place known as the Oasis. And in the Oasis, well, we have what I would call the game of the year. Where can I buy it? Sign me up. Ready Player One, Ready Player Two.
GameStop.
Like Ready Player 3 and 4, we gotta get we need everybody.
I need it right now.
To get in the Oasis, because this is the most, and I mean most, nostalgic CGI mind trip you will ever experience.
And let me say this. This is probably one of the best CGI films I've seen in a long time.
Oh my God. And you know what I always say on here? It's 2018. CGI, big animated productions don't impress me. But this?
Great.
This right here?
Amazing.
This is how you do CGI.
And that is probably the most standout thing that was done in this movie.
Whoa, stand out.
Yes, because we also got in the CGI world all of these nostalgic characters.
Oh my God.
From movies, video games, all the things that we love, especially me and you.
Are you willing to fight? Help us save the Oasis.
I mean, do you want the Back to the Future DeLorean? Do you want a T-Rex? How about King Kong? You not a fan of those? Okay, I got Freddy. I got Jason. I got Duke Nukem. I got Chucky. I got RoboCop. I got Zumberlo. It's Zumberlo. And not in a bad way. Is it too much? For me, somebody who loves pop culture, this is everything you want. This is like when Wreck-It Ralph came out, right? And Wreck-It Ralph was like, I'm like, wow, look at all these characters. Look at everything I grew up with. And to have it now in a more sophisticated, more realistic kind of movie, you know, non-fully animated, still animated, but non-fully animated is another round of applause at giving, you know, old people like me something to look forward to in the cinemas. Remind me of those good old days. Remind me of the times where I was eating a big bowl of cereal on Saturday, watching something I probably shouldn't have been. I probably shouldn't have been watching Nightmare on Elm Street, but I was. Take me back to those days, you know.
But I don't want to give the audience, give the people watching, the impression that this movie was flawless. Because this movie did have its flaws.
Yes, it did.
One of the big flaws to me was the Columbus, Ohio you talked about. We don't really know enough about why the world is the way it is. What's going on around them. It was really more about the video game and the people in the world of the video game and what they go through in real life. It's not really about everything else, the real world, as I should say, or the real world in this film.
And maybe that's where the film becomes a little lopsided, because as you pointed out, it is heavily focused on the virtual aspects, not so much the reality. And that is where I think the film gets its biggest knock, and that it doesn't flesh out the location. It doesn't flesh out the Columbus area. It doesn't flesh out the characters themselves and how the day-to-day kind of goings are for them. Like, let me feel the pain and why you have to escape to Oasis. Mind you, in a perfect world, I would escape to Oasis, but I really want to understand, why do you spend most of your time here? You know, is the real world truly as bad as it looks? You give us more insight.
Because all it is looks. We don't get to feel the pain of the real world.
Exactly.
So why escape to the Oasis and all, like Nick said, besides it just being one of the greatest video games that I've ever seen, concepts, whatever you want to call this, I would give $1,000 for that video game, just for the game. Not even the VR system to let you play it. I would give $1,000 just for that game.
Just for the disc.
Just for the disc, because you can be anything you want in that game.
Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe.
Let me take you on a trip around the world and back.
And as a gamer myself, I love this aspect of the movie. But being the critic that we are right now, that's what seats that we are sitting in, we have to point out that they didn't make us know, or I'm not gonna say make us know, they didn't allow us to feel how bad the world actually is.
Exactly. And on top of that, as I already pointed out, they didn't allow us to really get the full depth of character with each of the individuals in the movie. Again, I mean, I felt like I was more emotionally connected to the characters' avatars versus the actual characters. It could have been anybody piloting their avatars, for me personally, which is, for a movie in this kind of vein, a negative, you know, because you want to have the avatar and the real life character playing with that avatar be on the same, at least, playing field. If not, the real person should be cherished even more so.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly. You should definitely care about the real person versus the fake. Like we were saying, maybe they could have flushed out this world more. We wanted this movie to be more like The Matrix in a sense that we care about them being in the Matrix, just like we care about them outside of the Matrix.
Exactly. Let me understand that, you know, what happens in this virtual world can and may or affect what's going on in reality, and also ground me in the sense that, hey, we are fighting for a cause. We are truly fighting to live. You know, the movie tries to get you to against the enemy and really understand that, hey, this is more than just a game. But again, by that point, the characters weren't fleshed out enough, and they kind of glossed over the emotions that a typical person would have had in that scenario to make me, again, say, get back to the virtual part of it. Get me back to your avatars and show me more of the freaking cool stuff that I love. Show me more of the characters, because again, reality is just as dull as it's painted in Columbus, you know, for the movie.
Now, this does not take everything away from the movie. The movie was still really good. And I'm going to point out one of the greatest things about this movie outside of the CGI.
I'm excited. Let me know.
The action.
Woo!
The action was phenomenally done. Especially with the CGI being so good. This was really, like I said, this was just amazing. Every fight was very visual. I even wanted to see more of the fight. Let these wars be a lot longer. I wanted to be immersed in this world. Where can I get this game at?
Here's my money. Take it. Take it. I think the point about this movie being so impactful to people, you know, especially growing up in the era, the movie reminded me of when I saw Jurassic Park for the first time. And I'm definitely saying that because of Steven Spielberg's involvement. But again, in Jurassic Park, when you see the dinosaurs for the first time, and it was just this sense of wonder, right? It was this sense of, wow, look at this. Look at this world. It's so beautiful. And Ready Player One gives me the same exact feeling. I think it does something that other movies this year, like A Wrinkle in Time, failed to do. It failed to simply take me as an adult to a place that I was as a child and fully involve me in this experience with the emotions of wonder and excitement, just a general amazement about the environment. Again, as I said in the Wrinkle in Time review, this is your job, directors, writers. You have to get me to this point, and I think Ready Player One, again, excels at this, especially, I have to reiterate that, especially if you know the pop culture references as many 90s millennials, I should just say, do.
Well, let me say this. I know a lot of pop culture references in this movie. I don't know all of them. So I think that since I didn't know all of them, I could focus more on the actual story of the movie. Because I feel like if you focus too much on everything that's going on around the movie, then maybe the story might be second ground to actually, like you said, the pop culture references and all these things that you're trying to pick out and point out, because they can get overwhelming if you only focus on them.
Maybe, but I think this also adds to the rewatch value of the film, right? Because you do have all these things going on at once, which makes you say, hey, I want to go back and see this film or this portion of the movie just so you can digest everything that's going on. And I think that's an awesome plus to have for a movie, knowing that, hey, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, if not 4 or more views out of me seeing this film going forward.
I agree 100%. I know me and Nikki Tate actually going to see it in 3D because we didn't get to see it in 3D.
Oh my God. Oh, 3.
So that's going to be an amazing ride itself.
I'm headed there now.
So now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this review. Let's get to how I feel. What am I going to rate this movie? Let me talk about it a little bit before I give you that. I need to tease you before I give you the dessert. Ooh. So the acting in this movie, we didn't really touch on it much because it's not really worth touching on. Now, the actors didn't do a terrible job, but they definitely didn't make us feel any kind of way to where they're going to sway how I feel about this movie. They were serviceable enough not to take anything away from the movie.
Serviceable acting. That is the baseline.
So that's fine. We can go on with that. It looked great. I'm not going to keep saying it. I should keep saying it because that's how good it looked. Steven Spielberg, you did an amazing job. You and the team that figured out how to make CGI probably look some of the best as it's ever been. So I would give you that. After all that being said, after all the references, after being immersed in this world, after traveling, after going, I will have to give this movie a 7.75. It didn't quite make the 8 or higher mark, and this is because if I just sit back with my critical eye, I have to take points off the fact that we didn't really get anything in the reality, in the real world of this movie. And that is where this movie lacks at. And this is why I gave it the 7.75. But it's still a really good movie that you should check out, maybe even check out twice, just to see if you can pick out all the reference points.
For me, I think Steven Spielberg did exactly what I wanted him to. I think he gave me a movie that was very entertaining, and it's something I'm going to potentially watch over and over and over again. And final, I think I give the movie a solid 8. Again, the character development was kind of flat, but I think the virtual world of Oasis was just beautiful enough with the pop culture references to give me and plenty of other people something that they will thoroughly enjoy. That completes the review of Ready Player One. Woo! Oh my God. I mean, this movie is good. I don't know how to stress this enough. This and Black Panther have really set the bar high.
Whoa. We're gonna do a quarter of the year summary, so don't give it away too much of it. We're gonna talk about all the movies of the quarter.
Oh my God!
We got time
going forward. This year is tough. This year is gonna be tough. Ready Player One certainly delivered. I hope you enjoyed our review. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already, so you can stay up to date with all of our reviewing content. And as always, don't forget, you've seen it here.
There it is. You gotta set it up. Bro, I need some energy out of you. Like, come on. I am. I'll give you everything to work with. You feel my energy. Feed off of it. You feel me? Ready. Player. One. That was terrible. Oh, that was God awful.
Tip freestyle. And as always, don't forget, you seen it here.
I'll just shot from here.
One.
Nah, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Nah, it was way better. Because you actually end up doing that. So it was way better than that.
Good. You've seen it here.
When are we going to get a Ready Player 2? That's the real question.
I'm ready.